Welcome back to Coffee Talks with Jared Jackson.
Let me read you something. In the coldest of nights and the darkest of days, with the faltering light there's a choice to be made. One eye in darkness, the other in light. Fear grips your chest as your breath takes its flight. It falls to the ground, not a sound to be made. A life lived in silence, now hurled to the grave. In the last bits of light there's a mirror I see, and the one who could stop it just stares back at me. So, a lot of times, as I'm going through my life, any decision that I make, any choice, good or bad, right or wrong, I can always go and look in the mirror at the end of the day and say, you made that decision. Okay? People like to say, that there's fate involved in life, that there's, everything's like on a track and it's gonna go this way like it's a computer program or something. But you do have a choice. In the moment that you're about to make a bad decision or a good decision, there is always a second where you can stop, literally stop, and say to yourself, I am not going to make this choice. And then you at that point have the option to change that decision, and do the opposite of what you're about to do. And some situations, things are going to be out of your control. Other people are going to make decisions that those decisions affect you and you really don't have much of a say about it. But the majority of the things in your life, you're going to have a choice of what you do personally. And it's kind of sad when you look back and you realize all of the negative choices that you made over your life, and you look in the mirror and you go, all these things that have been hurting me, all these things that have been causing me pain in my life, all of this stress that I have, if I go and I stand in front of the mirror, I can easily locate the one individual who holds 99% of the blame for all of this. You have a mess of a life, you have a terrible, just horrible relationships with people. You've turned into this monster that when you look in the mirror, you see that monster. Your friends might not see it, your mom, your dad, they might not see it. But when you look in the mirror, you can see behind that glass, and you can see that monster that's staring back at you. And a lot of times, when you're trying to make progress in life, like me personally, I'm trying to do things in life right now that are going to advance me further in the future, and advance me put me in a much better position for myself, my family, my friends. And I can go and look in the mirror, and I look at that person sometimes, and he's just looking at me like, and I'm looking back at him going, why are you not helping me? Because you can be very self-destructive to yourself. So a lot of times I can look in the mirror and go, you are not making the right decisions. Okay? You're just standing there watching me go through this. But it's yourself. You have no one to blame is the moral of that little story. You have no one to blame. It's you. It's you. Okay? In the last bits of light there's a mirror I see, and the one who could stop it just stares back at me. So you are responsible for your decisions and your choices and your actions. And like I said, some of it's out of your control, but 99% of it, you were in control of it the whole time. You could have stopped at a certain point, making a certain set of decisions that you just continue to make over and over again. You could stop. You could wake up, you could look around and say, listen, time is gone now. Okay? Or time is still here and I could salvage some of this. But you got to have a conversation with that individual in the mirror. You got to say, you need to help me here now. Okay? That person that you're looking at, that's you. You need to wake up to the reality of your life. And you got to start making some changes. So me, when I look in the mirror, oh, it's frustrating sometimes. It can be the worst thing in the world to look at yourself in the mirror sometimes. Just genuinely look at yourself. Especially when you know that you haven't been doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. When you know you've been screwing up. When you know you've been slacking off. When you know you haven't been honest with the people around you. You know, when you know that you're wasting time in your life. When you know all that and you look at yourself in the mirror, it makes you not want to look at that person. It makes you want to run away. But guess what? That person in the mirror, he or she is just going to keep standing there and staring back at you. Okay? You know why? Because that's a reflection of what you are doing. So that person's just going to stay there and stare at you. He's never going to help you. She's never going to help you until you start helping yourself. And then you'll be able to stand in front of that mirror and you'll be able to see that individual is standing up for you. He's making choices, she's making choices that are going to benefit you. Finally, you have something in your life that is bringing positive change to your life and to the people around you. You know, you're not just stagnant. You're not just laying around waiting for the miracle thing to happen. It doesn't work that way. It's never going to work that way. So, look in the mirror, have a conversation with that individual. I do it all the time. All the time. And I screw it up all the time. Constantly have to go back to the mirror because I went there the day before and I looked at him and I said, we got to make a change. You got to stop doing this. You got to fix this. Okay? And then I show up the next week and I'm like, what happened? You didn't fix anything. Okay? But you have to continue to have those conversations. That's why I do coffee talks, because what things that I have inside of me, I got to get it out. I got to let it out to somebody, to something, or else it just stays inside and it just bounces around in your brain. At some point, the energy that's in you, you got to let that out. Okay? This has been another Coffee Talks with Jared Jackson. I'm going to get out of here. I got more work to do. I will catch you guys in the next video. That's good coffee.